The fundamental point here is you have to give the world a solution to their problem, not just be a critic. If you want to be a critic, you can criticize everything, but what's his answer? If you listen to Peter's debates, what he says is he only has 5% of his portfolio invested in gold, which means that he has 95% invested in something else. But what is the something else? Mm-hmm. And the point is, you're back in this same, hedge fund shuffle mentality. It's like, just give me all your money and I'm just going to shuffle it with random 95% opacity on random stuff back and forth, but don't question it. What about the 5? If it was a recommendation, he would own more than 50% of his portfolio in the gold, but he doesn't believe in it. So,
but his argument would be, I don't recommend people to buy 50%. I recommend people to buy 2 to 5%. That's his position.
He doesn't have an answer to that means that you're going to lose 95% of your wealth. So what's the answer?
So, and your point is that diversifying.
And by the way, I have a debate. If you go online and you Google Michael Saylor gold debate, you'll find a pretty good debate that's got more than 2 million views right now, where I go point by point through the differences between Bitcoin and gold. The issue with Peter is Peter's not offering a solution to the world, right? He's simply trolling Bitcoin, and he's not trolling Bitcoin with any real concrete criticism other than he just doesn't like it, right?
But wouldn't the world benefit if you guys did have a debate? No. Wouldn't the world benefit?
I guess the question is, I don't think he's dodging.
He doesn't have a concrete argument.
But you're not dodging a debate with him.
I don't see the point of debate. When Peter buys $1 billion worth of gold, then I'll have a debate with him.
So you're saying you don't see him as a true believer, even in he says, hey, gold is your hedge against, as Pat properly pointed out to him on the Fox interview that Peter and Pat had, said, listen, Peter, you're selling Armageddon to sell gold, and you're saying, and yet Peter only owns 5%
Peter
of
is
it.
short gold. Peter is anti-everything. For example, he's got more investment in gold stocks, gold miners, than gold. Well, gold miners are short gold. Gold miners' incentive is to dump as much gold on the market as possible, as fast as possible. If you read the balance sheets of the gold miners, what you'll find is they don't hold gold as an asset. So gold miners don't believe gold is money. If they did, they wouldn't sell it, they'd buy it. And Peter doesn't believe gold is money. If he did, he wouldn't allocate 95% of his wealth to something other than it. And ultimately, the fundamental issue with Peter is, he's just debated, he's debated this issue for a decade. All of his argument is just, I don't like Bitcoin. He hasn't come up with anything worth refuting that I can see. And if you go online, you'll find 3, 4, 5, 6 Peter Schiff debates, and he just doesn't say anything other than just bark at the person that he's debating with. So I can't see it's constructive. This is a reasonably constructive debate. If you go to me and Frank Giestra, where we actually had a lot of back and forth. Fundamentally, though, find me somebody in the world that has invested more than 50% of a portfolio in gold at $1 billion level. Like my position is pretty clear. I've invested almost $4 billion in Bitcoin. And I'm not telling you need to invest half your portfolio in it. I'm just saying that I think that it is money. It is an asset. It will appreciate in value. And one can create a strategy where it is the dominant part of the strategy. There are other people that have invested in companies. Amazon was Jeff Bezos' strategy. I get it, big tech. Other people have bought city blocks in New York City. That's a valid strategy. So investing in property or investing in technology is a valid strategy. But on the other hand, find me someone that has actually bet $5 billion on gold, where it constitutes more than 50% of their portfolio and it's their own money. And Peter's not one. Peter hasn't bet on gold. Peter's betting on gold going down. He's buying the Bitcoin, the gold miners that are dumping the gold, making the gold price decay. So that doesn't make any sense. If you dig into the gold miner balance sheets, read the 2, 3 biggest gold miners, what you'll find is They overmine the gold, dump the gold, then they pay an income tax, then they dividend out their excess and pay a dividend tax, then they pay off their debt, which is 2%. So another way to say it is they would rather loan money out to the world for 2% interest than hold gold. That's how bad they don't like gold, right? And they're the ones that mine the gold. It's a crippling indictment of the entire industry, right? That they think it's going to zero. That's why they keep dumping the gold on the market. Find me somebody that really believes in gold. In fact, every single gold proponent you'll find on the internet, if you listen to them, they'll start their conversation with, well, first of all, I don't recommend you invest more than 5 or 10% of your money in gold. It's just like it's a hedge thing.